Just a couple months ago, my client Sandy only had about 351 subscribers and she was making $0 with her YouTube channel. And now she has over 40,000 subscribers and makes over $40,000 per month. That's 4 times the amount she makes at her full-time 9-to-5 job. And I've been doing YouTube myself for the past 7 years, and so far I'm at 380,000 subscribers, and each month I'm making over $100,000 in profit. And being in the online space for a while now, I've seen the trends come and go. I've seen the YouTube algorithm change, and I can say without a doubt, now is the best time to be starting your YouTube channel, especially now because we have Claude and other AI tools that essentially run your YouTube channel on autopilot. So in this video, I want to show you how you can be starting your YouTube channel using AI from scratch, from how to pick your niche, what content you should make, how to even use AI to make the thumbnails and the scripts. And most importantly, I'm going to show you how to monetize your YouTube channel so you can turn this side hustle into your main hustle. But first, let me explain why you should be building your personal brand and actually show your face. Now, there's a lot of talk on YouTube. I've seen it all where people say, oh, you gotta use Claude to do a faceless YouTube channel. And although people do make money with it, there are actually a lot of problems with this. First of all, when other creators tell you that you can just like make some AI slop, put it on YouTube and make money with AdSense or something like that, the problem is if you can make the content so fast, wouldn't that also mean that other people can copy you just as fast? So the market would become overly saturated with AI slop, and obviously YouTube doesn't like that. And also, it's very difficult to trust a faceless YouTube channel. Think about this. When was the last time you bought something from a faceless channel? Probably never. When is the last time you took advice from a faceless channel? Also never. So it's extremely difficult if you start one of these faceless channels to sell your own products and services because there's just a lack of trust. So ironically, because so many people are creating these pretty whack AI YouTube channels, to be honest, it actually puts personal brands at an all-time premium. In the era of AI and infinite content, people are gonna connect with other human beings just like you and I. So it's not really AI versus humans. It's more about how you as a human and a personal brand can actually leverage AI to create content faster, cheaper, and better. I mean, you already see some of the top brands in the world putting their face out there, right? You see Elon Musk building his personal brand. And last time I checked, he was a trillionaire. So if it's good enough for people like Elon, Alex Ramosi, and the list goes on, it's probably good enough for you to actually start making some money with YouTube. So now that we all understand that showing your face is the way to go when it comes to starting a YouTube channel, let's next go into the most important factor when it comes to success on YouTube, which is picking your niche. So when I first started YouTube, I didn't really have this concept of picking a niche. I was really inspired by Casey Neistat. This was when I had a 9-to-5 job and I just started vlogging my life, going rock climbing, skateboarding, just all these random things. And I had expected to get thousands of followers, but after making like 20 videos, I probably got 100 followers or subscribers total. So I don't want you guys to make the same mistake, and I just turned this into a formula. This is how I got Sandy, for example, one of my clients. I literally got her from zero, didn't even have a YouTube channel, to getting into the AI space, even though she didn't have any experience in AI, to be honest, right? We just started from scratch. And now just a couple months in, you know, she's at 40,000 subscribers on YouTube, making 40K a month. And we did it in record time. She hasn't even been doing this for a year. It's only been a couple months. So first, let's give you the secrets on what you should not do. So you should not base your niche off your passions without validating demand. Okay, don't go into these random obscure niches that don't get any views, right? So don't pick a niche that's too small, has no money. Those are just not going to go anywhere, right? And the other big mistake is just not being clear on what it is that you sell before you pick your niche. So a lot of people may say, oh, you have to, you know, just create an audience and you can sell them anything. I don't think that's really true. Like, your goal should be to monetize within the first 30 to 60 days to even prove to yourself that this is even worth your time. So here's the 3 steps that I would go through if I was starting from zero to pick a niche. Number 1, you do start with your passion. So what are the things that you're interested in? For Sandy, when I worked with her, her passion was AI. She didn't know much about it. Claude was just getting popular, but she had a passion for it. It doesn't mean you have to be the best. Second is the market size. So in this passion, is there enough people in this market to support your living? Are there a ton of people who want to make money with AI? Absolutely. Market can support more creators. How about Pokemon cards? When it was niche, maybe there wasn't much of a market, but now Pokemon cards are booming and you're seeing these people get millions of views just unpacking the booster packs. So you just got to see, like, do people actually watch this stuff and how many? Because the more people there are that are interested in the topic, the more money you are going to make. And third, how will you make money? Okay, because it's not enough just to be passionate about the subject. It's also understanding, okay, let's say you did get a lot of views. How would you want to monetize? Do you want to do brand sponsorships? Do you want to create your own products and services? Do you want to do affiliates? You know, what's the play? And the key is really to think about monetization within the first 30 to 60 days, not years. Like, I would not recommend doing YouTube for an entire year, getting no results, because it's not going to be fun. You're not making money and you have to spend all your time at your job and barely any hours after work doing your YouTube channel. You might as well just make money as soon as possible. And don't worry, I will show you how to monetize. But first, I want to show you the quickest way in picking your niche. And I actually have a free Claude skill for you. So if you want to follow along, use this free skill, which I'm going to show you in a second. You can do everything that I'm going to show you on screen now. The link is in the description, so you just have to double click the Claude skill. It installs into your Claude and you're good to go. Okay, so once you install your Claude skill, it's going to be called PD YouTube Niche Finder. And you basically just press /PD to find it. And then you say, hey, I'm looking to find my YouTube niche, enter. What's going to happen is I programmed it to ask you a series of questions to figure out what you're interested in, what you're passionate about, what you love, what you're good at, and what you can actually make money in. So once you enter this in, it will ask you a series of questions. It might take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on how quick you are. So in this example, it knows that I made the skill. So it's like, quick check, Patrick, are you doing this for yourself or for a client? And I'm just like, okay, I'm just doing it for a demo, right? So just go through this. It's going to ask you a bunch of questions. And then at the end, here is what it's going to look like. So based on how you answer, it's going to kind of give you a tagline and then find the connection between like what you're interested in and what's actually going to make money. So the main thing is like combining what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can make money in. And then it uses the 3-step framework that I was showing you earlier, from your passions, the market size, and how you will make money, because you need to validate your niche before you even make one piece of content. In this example, I said, you know, I'm a salesperson trying to start my own thing, maybe help people get sales jobs, their dream sales job, whatever. And then I also want to throw in like fitness a little bit because I'm passionate about that, right? As an example. So it's basically saying like, hey, you can teach people how to make more money with sales, and then you can basically add some sauce. Show them how to have a strong body, all that kind of stuff, right? And then some other ideas is like, hey, it could be sales skills, closing, which is a pretty good niche. And this is actually the niche I started with when I first quit my job in Silicon Valley as a tech sales rep. I just took my skills and I just taught it on YouTube, and that, you know, basically replaced my full-time salary. That's how I ended up here. So sales skills, breaking into sales, that's what I used to do. So it's a real niche, right? There's a market for it. You can make, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this. You know, I've done it. The point of doing this exercise is to just validate, is this niche going to work? And the main thing is like, who's already making content on YouTube about it? How many views are they averaging getting? And how are they making money? Because if you enter the space, you're basically taking their views, right? YouTube is a zero-sum game. So let's say every year, every month, for example, there's 1 million views you can get in sales. So the pie, let's say, is going to stay the same. You're just trying to take your piece of the pie, right? So if you're in a growing industry like AI, for example, the pie just keeps getting bigger. That's why, you know, tip for you guys, if you're interested in AI, now is the best time to be starting a YouTube channel in AI, because it's so easy to get views, because the pie keeps getting bigger and there's not that much competition right now. And by the way, if you're someone who's actually serious about building your personal brand, especially on YouTube, and you want to know exactly how you should be building your business, a profitable, lean, one-person business, you want to make sure to sign up for my free live training, where I'm going to cover everything from A to Z on how to come up with a business idea, figure out what to sell, who to sell it to, how to build a personal brand, especially blow up on YouTube like I have done and my client Sandy has done and other creators have done as well that I've helped. And most importantly, how do you actually turn this into a real business, a stable income, so that maybe you could potentially quit your 9-to-5 job or just build your channel and grow from there. So if you are interested in this exclusive live training, there's no replays. Last time we had over 1,000 people sign up. It's going to be crazy. Make sure to check the link in the description to reserve your seat before we run out, and I will see you live. So once you go through the exercise, obviously you have your niche, but the next most important part after finding your niche is going to be picking the right idea. So here's some truths about YouTube. It doesn't matter how good your script is if nobody clicks. So the idea itself, right? Like, what is the topic of your video is going to be the most important thing. It's more important than the title. It's more important than the thumbnail, just the raw concept itself. And you should be spending hours every single week looking for new ideas, screenshotting other people's videos to get inspiration on your niche and what ideas are popular there, but also other niches as well, and apply it to your niche. When it comes to YouTube packaging, I think of it like this. It's basically 3 steps. And packaging, I think of it like the shell of a video. It's everything that's not the actual video. It's not the script. It's not the editing. It's everything on the outside that will determine whether or not somebody clicks. Because remember, it doesn't matter how smart you are or how good the content is. If nobody clicks it, no one's gonna watch. That's why you see all these experts getting like 25 views on a video when they're like the king of their industry outside of YouTube, because they don't understand packaging. And what is packaging? It's just your idea. So what are you gonna make? Then it goes to the thumbnail. How does the thumbnail look? How is it stopping someone from scrolling and getting them to click? And finally, the title. A title for me is just describing what the thumbnail is in a sense, and will convince someone to actually want to see what's inside the video. So obviously ideas are going to be the most important, but I want to share with you the difference between an amateur who's doing YouTube and someone who's actually good. So if you were to go on YouTube and you're looking for ideas, right? What ends up happening is a lot of beginners, they'll just copy whatever has a bunch of views. And they don't change the thumbnail, they don't change the title, they copy the script, and they wonder why they're not getting any results. If you're copying another person's content and you're stealing their sauce, you're just gonna look like a copycat. There's literally no reason why someone would watch you versus the originator. So in order for you to come up with original ideas, we're gonna use idea angles. I'll start from like the basic, and then it'll get more specific and interesting. And you see how you can take one idea and you can morph it into different ideas and take inspiration from others. So level 1 would be like make money online. Another level up is make money with AI. Then it's okay, make money with Claude. It's getting more specific. Make money with Claude over the weekend. Okay, and that's kind of interesting. It's very specific for a certain type of person. Then it's, I asked Claude to make me $1 million, right? And if I actually did that in a video, of course you would want to click. Then we're going to go into Mr. Beast territory, and that's whoever makes the most money in 24 hours gets $1 million. Let's say we add the AI spin, right? Whoever makes the most money over the weekend using Claude in the next 72 hours gets $1 million. You see how like it gets more ridiculous and crazy? So you see one idea of just how to make money can be split into so many different angles. So don't think you have to copy someone exactly on their title and thumbnail. You can mix it up. So I'll share with you one of my hits. It was how I'd start a 1-person business using Claude in 30 days, right? So this video came out 2 months ago. 400,000 views. If you look at the statistics here, it's like going nuts, right? It's made $3,700 in ad revenue alone, got me 11,000 subscribers. And then just from these views, we literally got like thousands and thousands of emails, people signing up for the webinar. We made a lot of money off of this one video. If you think about why this video worked, it wasn't because I was so innovative on the idea of a 1-person business. There are many people who have already been talking about this for years, okay, like the last 3 to 5 years. All I did was add one little spin, which was how to start a 1-person business with AI in 30 days, right? So there's like some stakes to it, right? Like how can you start a business with AI as quickly as possible with no employees? And then what did I do? Target it towards people who have 9-to-5 jobs who want to start a business. So I took one concept that already exists, the 1-person business, added AI for a specific demographic, and that video blew up. And of course, if you type this into YouTube, you're gonna see a bunch of people who basically saw that my video was doing well and they pretty much just copied it. Sometimes they copied the script exactly. Sometimes they copied the thumbnail, the title, whatever, who cares, right? And that's how the game goes. Once everyone starts copying me, I got to move on to the next thing. And if you find yourself having to copy other people all the time, then you're dependent on another person's energy, their sauce. So you gotta be the one innovating if you want to be on top, right? So all these guys are competing against the scraps. I'm moving on to the next ideas. So all these guys are gonna look at me to see, oh, what is Patrick gonna, create next? Because they're kind of like vultures, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how the game goes. So you got to think about where you want to sit. In the beginning, you might copy a lot of people, take inspiration, whatever, but over time, think more like a innovator. So how do you actually find ideas on YouTube? It's pretty simple, right? You want to create a new account, a new YouTube account, and you just follow people you're inspired by. Whether it's me, other people in your niche, outside your niche, it's fine. From there, all you need to do is screenshot all the good ideas and put them onto some kind of board. Once you have a bunch of ideas on a board, then you just pick the best one that you want to take inspiration from and you make that video. I'll literally go on YouTube, and if there's any outliers that I see that are good, I'll take a screenshot, right? An outlier is Basically, I'm using this tool called vidIQ. It's free. You can try it out. There's this little score, right? I'm looking for at least a 3x, 4x outlier on their channel. So I want to see like a small YouTube channel that's getting a ton of views, and that's usually a good idea, right? So this one, how I use Claude as a creative strategist, not amazing. I got to find something like better, right? Like this one's crazy. Stop prompting Claude, use this guy's method instead. 300,000 views last 7 days. It's getting 800 views per hour, which is really good. This is called view velocity, and this is a 29x outlier on his channel, meaning it's outperforming everything on his channel. So all I do, screenshot that, put it onto a board, which I already have here, but and then that's it. So I just keep repeating this process over and over and over until I have, my personal boards will have like literally, more than 100 different ideas. From there, I'll think about like, this one's crazy, right? 900,000 views, 1 month. This guy only has 50K subs. Like this is a crazy video, screenshot that, right? So I already have it here. Then when it comes to picking an idea, I look through like, okay, if I were to do this video, what would it look like? How can I remix ideas? Sometimes I'll take a thumbnail from one video idea and I'll take a title from another, mash it together to create something new. For the most part, for me, none of my ideas are original in a sense where I'm not starting from like a blank sheet of paper. I need to find some kind of outlier. I need to know like the idea works. Then I could do my own version. So if I want to do this Claude design video on how to make, websites for beginners, right? Okay, like what's my version of that? What kind of website would Patrick Dang make, right? How do I make it my style? And it would probably be a hit because it worked for this guy, probably worked for me. When it comes to YouTube packaging, we cover the ideas, but the next step is really the thumbnail. The thumbnail is really important because it's what gets people to stop, look at your content, and decide whether or not they want to click. So the thumbnail gets them to stop. The title is more like justification to kind of explain the thumbnail, but tease the idea, but not give away the whole video so that it drives some kind of emotion or curiosity to get them to click to see what's inside. So if I look at, let's say this video here is outlier for this guy, 100,000K is easier than you think. Here's how. So he's showing screenshots and lifestyle. Why is it interesting to me? It's because he's showing more lifestyle. He's not just in the room talking about how he made money, but he's living a cool life. And that's like a desired outcome a lot of people want. For a lot of people who just like his style, they're going to click on to see his lifestyle, and then they want to find out how exactly he's making money. You notice that this kind of video is very top of funnel. It can attract anybody because he doesn't share with you the method. He doesn't say it's Shopify, AI, Pinterest, or whatever, right? Running ads. He's selling the lifestyle first, drives a curiosity, gets you to click, and sells you on his specific way of making money online. Same with this one, right? So I asked Claude to make me $500 an hour. It did, right? Money glitch. So if I'm scrolling through that and I'm like, oh, money glitch, what is that? Like it's like something related to Claude. I want to make money with Claude. Then I read the title. Oh, I asked Claude to make me $500 per hour. I want to make $500 per hour too. But what's his method? I don't know, but I'm going to click to find out. So you see how these thumbnails don't really give you the answer to what actually the video is about. It just drives enough curiosity for you to want to click. Now, sometimes you can also do tutorials, right? This kind of gives you the answer off the bat. So it's different strategy. It's like, hey, I'm going to build you this website with these anime characters using Claude design. So it's pretty obvious. So it's more tutorial based versus curiosity and emotional based. So I would say if you're selling more lifestyle, curiosity is probably better. If you're doing straight up tutorials and how to, be clear, right? So there's different strategies for different people depending on the content you make and your goal. Now, when it comes to thumbnails, pretty much how we make it is, yeah, we use, Photoshop and stuff like that to put everything together, but we use a lot of AI, specifically Higgsfield, to generate the images, right? So I'll show you the easy way to make thumbnails, and then I'll show you my real process so you can compare the two and see which one you want to do. So what I do is I go to Claude and let's say, I'm like, all right, this is a pretty sick thumbnail. It's an outlier. Let's just like take inspiration. I just use the Higgsfield connector, right? So I'm using other apps inside of Claude. It allows you to create images, videos, thumbnails, like a lot of creative stuff. So I have a bunch of thumbnails that I already took ahead of time. And based on the video, we just pick one that fits the theme. So I just upload it into Claude, and then I'm like, hey, like, can you take this guy's thumbnail and use my picture and put it in? The first go, it kind of like AI'd my face, so it doesn't really look like me. So you have to be like, all right, that doesn't look like me. Make sure you use my picture and just color grade it properly, right? So after a couple generations, basically it came out like this, but still, like the color grade doesn't really make sense. So we would have to fix that. This is just like the easy way to do it, where you can literally take another person's thumbnail, run it through something like Higgsfield, like I'm doing now, and it will just sometimes make a better version of the original, to be honest, right? But you do have to fix up stuff like the icons are in the wrong place and everything like that. Now, because sometimes there are errors like this, the way we do it is instead of using AI to make the whole thumbnail from start to finish, I like to just make the individual assets. So for example, let's say we have this thumbnail here. The color grade and stuff, we do a mix of AI and Photoshop, but when it comes to the assets, like say this character here, it's definitely not a human doing it. It's 100% like we're just using AI and Higgsfield. We just basically give it references of like, hey, we like this character, put it together, give us something cool, and then it creates that as an individual asset. Then on Photoshop, we take the asset and we just put it in my hand, right? So that way we can have it perfectly, exactly the way we want. From the text placement to where the assets sit, like the character, where my face sits, because you're just like dragging it around on Photoshop. This I find easier compared to just having AI do it from start to finish, because sometimes AI makes some little mistakes. It's hard to fix. You got to keep going back and forth. So I like to just create individual assets. And you can see from my other thumbnails, it's the same thing. I mean, almost the same picture, right? But we just changed the asset. And you see here, another one, recurring theme. Sometimes I just put some kind of glass thing in my hand. Sometimes I get the characters and have them float around. So, you know, it just depends on your style, right? And what you want to do. Speaking of Higgsfield, if you noticed in the beginning of the video, I had this animated girl typing on her computer in the introduction, right? This actually I made with Higgsfield. So I designed the character on Higgsfield. I designed the outfit, hair color, the little character on the side. I just did it all in Higgsfield. It took about maybe 30 minutes to put this together. So it's really powerful because all you need to do is create like a still image, something like this, right? So you start with an image first using Higgsfield. You say, hey, I'm looking for this kind of art style, hand-drawn, anime style, have a girl working on her computer, and it'll spit this out. Then what I do is I use Higgsfield cinema mode, and I just describe what I want it to do, and then it just does its movie magic and direct the whole thing, right? It's actually pretty cool. Like if you're creating like UGC ads, or maybe you want to make your YouTube more interesting, you want to design characters, well, you absolutely could. But it does take some trial and error to kind of understand how to use the software, but it's super easy. You know, like I made all this stuff like, you know, in like 30 minutes, right? So it's pretty quick. And if you want to give Higgsfield a try, they're actually a partner for this video, and I included a link in the description for you to get started and try it out so you can create some assets just like me. Now, when it comes to finding ideas, I actually just use Claude a lot of the times outside of doing it manually. So it's called PD YouTube Idea Hunter. So if I said, hey, find me ideas about Higgsfield plus Claude, then I enter. And what's this skill going to do? It's going to go on YouTube and find the best ideas that I should take inspiration from. Now, how I even came up with the idea was I actually saw a lot of videos trending using Higgsfield. It's getting like pretty popular right now, and their YouTube channel is actually pretty good. So I'm like, hey, maybe I want to jump on this trend too. And what happens is once I enter it into Claude, it's going to give me this whole report on how good of an idea this actually is. What's the demand? What's the supply? What's the competition looking like? What are some reference videos I should look at to get inspiration from? It's going to give me a list of videos that are doing really well, and videos I should steal and take inspiration from. What is the gap in opportunities, things I could do differently? Gives its final recommendation, right? A lot of times you can just get AI to do all the manual research for you. And then if you click on each one of these videos, you just kind of see if that's a video you want to make. So if you want that skill to get ideas and validate them, link is in the description. So now that you know how to come up with ideas, do the thumbnails and all the creative, let's talk about how to actually write YouTube scripts. So I'll give you the easiest way to write your scripts, right? Especially if you're starting out, because I know like there's an art and a science of script writing, but if you were to just get your first YouTube video out this weekend, this is what I would do. I would first find a video using my Claude skill to validate whether an idea is good, right? So let's say this one looks pretty good to me. It's getting a lot of views, 2.7. Usually I would like a higher outlier score, but hey, let's just use it anyways as an example. Now, all I gotta do is I go to the bottom, show transcript, then it gives me the transcript here, and I'm gonna copy it. Then I'm gonna go to Claude to use the PD YouTube script writer. Then I'm gonna copy and paste the entire transcript. Then I'm gonna say, break down this video I wanna take inspiration from, why is it working, what can I do differently, and then write me an outline of my script so I can borrow from it and make it better. So from here, because I programmed my Claude skill to look at the script in a certain way that works for YouTube, and I programmed it in what I think a good script is, it's just going to do the work for me. Now, when you use Claude to do it in this way, it's probably going to get it 60, 70% there. It'll give you the main ideas. It'll help you understand why the idea is good. It'll give you ideas on how to make it different, but it's up to you to figure out what kind of diagrams you want to put in, personal stories, client testimonials, like your sauce that's going to make you different. Don't 100% rely on AI, because then you're just going to make content like everybody else. Add some flavor, add some sauce. Just use AI to do a lot of the heavy lifting and analysis of other people's scripts. So as you can see, it's analyzing this person's script line by line. It's giving me the hook word for word, which I usually like. And then for the chapters, I personally like bullet points, so I can do diagrams and kind of freestyle it. But my intros are always word for word. It'll put in the call to actions, all that kind of stuff, and then it's gonna have a close. And yeah, from here, basically I just turn the bullet points into essentially slides, which you're seeing in this entire video, and then I would just do the video, and it's as simple as that. So now that you understand how to write your scripts, the next obvious step is going to be, how do you actually make money once you start getting some views? So there's a couple ways to make money with YouTube that I found to be the most reliable. So the first one is going to be brand deals and affiliates. These are probably the easiest to make money in the short term. So like, let's say you started making content around AI tomorrow, right? You probably could get thousands of views your first couple of months. So these brands will pay you thousands of dollars to talk about them in a video, right? Now it's kind of like one and done sometimes. Sometimes they do a multiple deal thing, but it's good money. It's fast, quick cash. The other way people think about it is doing ad revenue. I would not rely on this at all, because sometimes you have a lot of ad revenue, but it's never as much as the brand deals or if you sold your own products and services. And I think the best thing to do is sell your own thing, right? Because if you think about it, if a brand's willing to pay you, let's say $5,000 to do a sponsored video, they're probably making more money off of you than what they're paying you. So if they're paying you like $5,000, they might be making $15,000, right? So you might as well capture all the revenue. And I find this to be true because I make significantly more money selling my own stuff than I do with any brand deals. What can you sell? There's really two easy options to start with. Number one is you do high ticket services. So if you're like doing lead generation with AI or recruiting, or you're doing AI automations, these are technically expensive services. You're charging high ticket, and you get people on a call, or maybe you get them on a webinar, and then you have opportunity to close them. So to give you an example of that, when people book a call with us, they go onto our website, there's a video that explains, why they should book a call and what we can do for them. They click on this button and then it goes to the book a call page, right? So for us, we do an application. If you're qualified, it makes sense to work together, then you can find a time on my team's calendar. So the whole page is really just selling them on the idea like, hey, you definitely got to work with Patrick. Now, when it comes to the webinar, it's a little different, where we do a live webinar. We actually have one coming up, so make sure to sign up and I'll see you there. But yeah, you just put in your name, email, phone, and then we have a live session, live training, teaching you how to build a one-person business with AI. And obviously for people that are really into it, they want to work with me, there's a natural next step for them to actually do that on the webinar. Now, when it comes to digital products, there's different ways to do it. Like if you really didn't want to do the sales calls, you don't really want to do a webinar, you can just sell like something cheaper and people just buy on their own. For example, when I first started YouTube, my niche was actually tech sales. And how I made most of my money was I had this program called saleslegacy.com, and then people would just go here, watch a free training, and then they would enroll in the course, and then they would basically just pay like $500 to get all my courses. But I don't sell this program anymore, but just to give you an idea of like digital products, right? You could also do a school community as well. So one of my clients, Sandy, the one that got from like 0 to like 40K subs, like, she's making more than 40K a month right now with her YouTube channel from sponsorships and her school community. So this one's it's like easier to get in, right? It's only $77 a month. You can cancel at any time. She's got 181 members in here. So, a lot of people just go in there, it's like a low risk kind of thing, and they buy and they enjoy, learning directly from her. So there's many different ways you can slice and dice it. It just depends on what kind of business you want to build. And so that's the entire process, from finding your niche, coming up with the ideas, the titles, the thumbnails, using AI to do the creative assets. Now, obviously, if you watch this video, you can probably execute and just get started making videos. But for those of you who need a little extra help and maybe you want to work directly with me, there's two options. Number one, you definitely should join our free live training. It's a multiple day event where I'm going to go more in depth on how to build a personal brand in YouTube and overall how to actually build a business using AI. So link is in the description to sign up for the 3-day live training. Now, the other thing you can do is you can actually book a call with me and my team. And if you're actually serious, you're ready to go and you need some help, We'll talk to you, see what your goals are, and see if it's a good fit for me to actually help you out. So link is in the description as well to book a call with me and my team. And if you just want to watch another video, check out this one here where I show you how to build a profitable one-person business using AI.